in an octopus's garden in the shade. He'd let us in, knows where we've been, in his octopus's garden in the shade. I'd ask my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would be warm below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves, resting our head on the seabed in an octopus's garden near a cave. We would sing and dance around because we know we can't be found. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. Shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Oh, what joy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do. To be under the sea in an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you. In an octopus's garden with you.
Okay, yes. Octopus's Garden. Man, what a song. I just love this music. I'm trying hard not to do all my favorite songs. Like, already? I'm trying to save some? I just couldn't wait for this one. I love this song so much. This music is just incredible. I really think it's ahead of its time. Ringo's style is so minimalistic. Like, there are times when all he's playing is the most basic rock beat. Like, the first drum set type beat I ever teach to a student when they're brand new is this. And that's happening a bunch in this tune. And man, it's perfect. And then Ringo uses a little bit of a different beat as a fill to create phrasing. So instead of like busy fills, it's just like a little bit of a different pattern. And that serves as a fill. It's just fantastic. Going along with that minimalistic style, he's got that part where he goes to the cymbals. When I've played along with this song a lot in the past, just for fun, just, whatever, end of a long day, just need to like hit the drums and play, I always add all kinds of stuff to this part. And I start adding crashes and bass drum notes because I feel like I can really support the band there. I can support those figures. And you can, that makes musical sense. But I love that Ringo doesn't do it. Let those instruments do those things. And then he just kind of keeps on doing his thing on these cymbals. It's really purposeful, I think, how he hits the cymbals. Like, I think he's getting, like, just the very edge of the bell here and not very much bell. Like, there's a bit of bell in there, but just not a ton. So you could get all crazy and you get heavy-handed, and you could do this without any of the nuance. But, man, Ringo just gets this to be so subtle, and I'm sure that there's two cymbals in there. You can hear two distinct cymbal sounds when you really focus in on that. The part where there's the guitar solo, the tom stuff is so simple. There's no way I would ever have thought of or chosen to do this during that guitar solo. It's flat out weird at first, but man, it just fits so perfectly. Like, what a great example, yet again, of how what Ringo does and what he chooses just is so perfect for the song. It's just so simple. I think before I really dove into it and deconstructed the tracks and peeled back the layers, I didn't think he was doing this exact thing, but now I'm pretty certain it is. I don't know for a fact, but this is what I really think he's doing, just this. And somehow that works out great. Um, maybe it's because the guitar solo is so mind blowing. You just don't really need too much from anything else. Anyways, just the minimalistic style is just so cool. It's really ahead of its time, I think. One good thing he does to show that is how after the guitar solo, when they go back to a verse, he starts adding an extra ghost note into his snare beat. So instead of just this, there's a soft ghost note before that backbeat. Not all the time, he's kind of just feeling it, but most of the time it starts to show up. And that adds like just a little bit of an extra level, a little bit of extra intensity for the last verse of the song. That's a really modern concept, I think. I think like if you look at the Beatles' earlier catalog of stuff, he wasn't doing that. You go to the verse, chorus, whatever, bridge, come back, and you play it exactly the way you played again near the end. That's pretty prevalent. And so by the end of the 60s, this is evolving. I'm sure it's not just Ringo. I'm sure other drummers are doing it too, and they're borrowing from each other. But Ringo's doing it here. He just does it in the most subtle way possible. One teeny little extra ghost note. Man, it's just so cool. It's so perfect. The swinging is so cool. The whole band is swinging. This whole song is swinging sixteenths. Ringo's swinging style, though, is so subtle. I've had to listen to myself play this. I play it, listen back, and realize I'm doing it too much. The swinging really flattens out. It's just not like super swung. It's just like a really mild, groovy swing. It's just so cool. Speaking of groovy, the groove in this is just killer. He's doing something that I think today people would define as playing behind the beat. So since Ringo did this, 10,000 instructional videos and drum books have been written, and people now try to define, I think, what drummers back then were doing in this genre, but also a lot in funk, where they're like, okay, here's the beat. You can play right on the beat or just a smidge in front of it or behind it. And Ringo's kind of like behind the beat. It almost sounds like he's slowing down if you just listen to the drums, because it's just somehow like, instead of being like right on top of the beat, it's just behind maybe. I don't know how you quantify that. It's so hard to do, but that's what it feels like to me. So it's really hard to imitate that. But man, Ringo is he does it so perfectly on this tune. It's incredible. I just want to say also that this tune is special because Ringo was the composer. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can look up about how this tune came about. It's all fascinating. It's interesting. I'll let you check that out other places. The whole song is just so incredible, so cool. The vocals, the textures they get in some of the sounds. Of course, the guitar work is just so phenomenal. And it's so fun to put this in my ears and play along, and I just feel like I can really connect with my musical heroes. So had tons of fun doing this one. Hope you liked my version. Ringo Starr is just the man, and I love this music. Thanks for watching.